Hey, Friday.
Hey.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
What up?
All you beautiful people, welcome. Welcome to My Two Cents. And we got Latif back, Captain, who's going by I'm back.
The El Capitan.
I'm back.
Men's 2 cents. Men's 2 cents.
It is not Men's 2 cents. Here you go with all of that.
Cut the foolery, okay?
Talk that talk, Babu.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just going with the numbers.
Basil, we might have to
remove
Basil, fade to black. Basil.
No, Basil is gonna do. Basil is gonna do what I say because Basil knows. Basil knows.
The numbers be numbering. That's it.
Basil knows. Basil, you cut me, I'm coming for you. I'm telling you right now.
Oh my God, he's already been talking in production meetings about what he's got to do with you, Latif. I swear it's so funny.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I was ready.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Look, I'm looking at Latif. He's looking at me like, what just happened?
Y'all so crazy.
Crazy. Hey, Senator, where are you coming to us live from today?
Coming to you live from the mean streets of South Beach.
Mean streets. Hey, it's been some hood. It's been some hood stuff going on down there. You better be careful, Dwight.
I'm on the safe side. I'm on the 40th Street side.
Oh yeah, you're on the non-ratchet side.
Exactly.
The grown side.
Nice.
The grown and mature side. Mm-hmm. Well, we all had a really nice time last week. We did a screening for The Woman King. Let's just look at this. It's a little recap. Let's look at this first, and then we'll come back with some thoughts on that screening.
Yo! Inspired by true events, Academy Award winner Viola Davis is the Woman King, a legend.
We are the spear of victory.
300 years in the making. The Woman King. Rated PG-13. Now playing in theaters.
I'm expecting to be thrilled. I'm expecting to be inspired. I'm expecting to be awed.
I think this movie embodies Black women's strength, their resilience, and just their overall power and their determination. So I'm excited for it.
I'm excited about Viola Davis. She's an awesome actress. And as I said before, I used to go to church with her, so I've seen the journey. But she's talented.
I'm expecting empowerment, strength, a little action, and a little suspense. So I'm very excited about that.
I'm expecting her to tear it up. I'm expecting her to represent and show the strength, leadership, everything that we know women are every day and around the world. So I'm expecting that.
I am excited to see Viola Davis as the Woman King and understanding and reinforcing how important it is to have strong women in our life.
I'm expecting to see an extraordinary performance because she's amazing. I love her. And I'm expecting to see a lot of action and just a great performance.
Listen, I'm excited just to see Black women in a position. I'm an action movie fan. And so to see warrior women in Africa based on a true story taps into all of my nerd, movie-loving, history buff things. So it's got me excited on multiple levels.
Why do you want to see The Woman King? Because my parents saw it.
I'm expecting all the greatness. I'm so excited for Viola. I think this is going to be amazing. And it's going to set the precedent for more movies like this to come out.
The thing I'm expecting is a once and for all recognition and gratification of how just strong the Black woman is and how they laid the foundation of the world, not just here, but the world.
That girls can do anything. Girls can do it just as good as men.
I don't know. I'm hoping this movie is going to give me an idea of what that means. But just the thought of it is, it's unbelievable. It's hard to think that there could be a woman king in an all-female army that can do some great things. But I'm looking forward to finding out in this movie.
Speak of empowerment, that, you know, women are capable of leading and doing big things.
Wonderful.
You could have given that a standing ovation, hands down. I've got to go see it a couple more times. I have to.
That's what's up.
It made me research the homie. I mean, I had to go and look into all of these different elements that they were discussing. I had to go to the historian of the group, Senator Bullard, and ask him, well, what year was this? So how factual was it? It was excellent. If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. Got to go check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you think, Latif?
I mean, the movie was awesome. I mean, it you know, like I said, it solidified my comment that, you know, the Black woman is the foundation of the world, and they are the ones that uphold it. It's often, as far as historical standpoint here in America, that they often feel that our history started with slavery, and that is the furthest thing from the truth, because our history did not start with slavery. Before we were slaves, we were warriors, kings, and queens beyond measure, and that's the thing that movie embodied.
Absolutely.
But Dwight had to go save a life. What happened?
He did. He did. He absolutely did. He absolutely did.
You couldn't just let him. You couldn't just let him inconspicuously be removed.
Fall off.
Yeah. You couldn't just let that like.
He had to go do the Baywatch run.
Y'all so silly.
He had to go do the Baywatch run.
Lifeguard shirt on. Hey, I'm just saying.
Look, well, someone. Speaking of inconspicuously.
Oh man.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
Ime Udoka. Udoka.
Ime Udoka.
Oh my God.
Well, you gotta love.
Somebody want to know why? Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
Gotta love when entanglements. Gotta love when entanglements make an appearance on the first two segments on the culture, baby. That means Gramblin's Finest is gonna get the floor, baby. We're gonna get the floor. Yes, we are.
No, I'm back.
Oh my God.
Brandy, you leave me alone, Brandy. Brandy, you leave me alone. Leave me alone, Brandy.
That's not good. That's not a good look. That's all I'm gonna say. And look, and me and Brother Miles had a conversation earlier, and I said, you know, the unfortunate part about it. Yeah, me and Brother Miles, me and Deacon Miles, you know, with the 4X shorts that look like pants, but that's besides the point.
Somebody's birthday coming up, and they are in rare form.
No, but here's the thing.
Rare.
This situation is bigger than any movie she's put out in the last decade.
Oh wow.
I ain't gonna say that. I will say this. In my opinion, the Celtics as an organization got it wrong from the 100%. Standpoint of the way that they handled it. This was clearly an internal matter that could have been handled internally. But instead, Boston being Boston and the Boston.
What does that mean, Latif?
Boston being Boston. I mean,
what is Boston?
Racist. That's what it means, Roy.
All you gotta do is look at Boston and see what Boston being Boston.
I just want to hear him say it, Rose.
Historically.
Right. And so Boston being Boston, they want to put it out there negatively and shut this dude down and what have you. And this, instead of taking it in house, I mean, here, dude had a consensual relationship with a couple of his subordinates and stuff, and I mean, and that was it. Brett Favre stole millions from the
state of Mississippi
welfare system.
The state of Mississippi.
Roethlisberger was arrested.
And that was a line at the bottom, the news ticker line at the bottom of the ESPN thing.
Well, do you think that this is a distraction from his story?
Probably.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so, Ms. Markins, because
I
don't think so because it
100%
wasn't covered with the same fervor. You and I both know, everybody on this panel knows that nothing garners more clicks and conversations than entanglements. Nothing.
You're right.
I'm just asking
if Michael Vick with the dogs was
if this happened during the summertime. This happened during the summertime. Boston investigating it. It's just so ironic to me that it would come out at this time.
Right.
Not that the consumption of our nature and media would not sustain something that was not about an entanglement, but just the timing of it.
That the season is upon us almost, and that they're about to start playing. I just wish that we as men, in particular men of color, black men, would understand two things. Number one, our margin of error is not their margin of error.
Yes, you better say it.
Our margin of error is not their margin of error. So you can't get away with the same things that they get away with and expect equal treatment and or punishment in the event that you are found guilty of violating company culture or company rules. And then number two, sir, hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah,
it's over. It's done. Nothing else needs to be said.
We were trying to do some research, and what I saw, as I told Miles, I said,
if you listen,
if you're gonna risk
it all, if you're gonna risk it all, risk it all. What you got better at home?
And here's the thing: the oatmeal had no butter,
you went
no
from
sugar,
to
no cinnamon.
Hold on now.
Hey,
y'all don't know what either of these individuals do when the doors are closed.
100%.
So therefore, just because it doesn't look as if it may not be anything
enticing,
it may be everything.
But it supersedes that.
I'm about to fall out of my chair.
My point supersedes that.
But
in that position.
One more thing, Miles. Miles is a third part. Yeah, they don't view us the same, and we got to hold our steps to a higher standard. But also, as black people, we got to stop jumping on their side and viewing us the way they view us and vilifying each other with the same intensity.
And that's the reason why I stated that in the beginning. Because
we sway that way. Just like I say, I go back to the whole Will Smith, Chris Rock thing, but nobody talked about the fight that they had in NASCAR that shut the track down. It was like, and that's NASCAR is big time.
Yeah, it is.
But that's their thing. They're like, oh, that just happened. That's just boys being boys.
Sir, white people fighting are simply just white people.
Here's the funny part. Only Dana knew that, right? Dana was like, so at the Country Music Awards.
I didn't even know them white people had a fight.
Exactly. But they keep everything in out.
They said, meanwhile, at the Klan rally,
meanwhile, at Talladega, what they was
doing very synonymous. They're very synonymous.
That's the last time I'm gonna have my wife making the mask.
But you know what, Dana, you're right, because the double standard that we put amongst ourselves as a community is far more greater than what they put on themselves. I was having a discussion with somebody, and they were talking about
Laura Harvey or have you. And they're like, man, she ain't all that, man. In the 8, she might be like a 6 and all this. And I don't understand what all this hype is about. And I was like, hold on, dog. I said, let her get every hype that she can. Because the Kardashians ain't did jack.
Ooh, demonic. Demonic.
They ain't did jack. And these fools got millions on top of millions.
Yeah.
For doing nothing.
Nothing.
But just, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever hear them try to destroy the last vice president the way we destroyed this vice president?
Right.
Yeah.
And he was a stone cold idiot.
And so now, don't get me wrong. I'm critical of this current vice president, but they will never know that.
Exactly. And it's you know what I'm saying?
And Dana, my comments were not to.
Yes, he's talking about you, talking about our vice president. Yes, he is.
Oh no! I ain't talking about. I ain't talking about that. No. I co-signed that. That's well warranted. But
Miles, I did that last week, and my wife's eyes were like.
Listen, my feelings on that are but that's another discussion for another time. What I was going to address was just my initial comments. My initial comments about Ime Udoka is just that we can't put ourselves in that position, Dana.
No. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We can't.
Yeah, I agree with you
in that position.
I throw my one in there.
I'm also going to throw this out there too. Just our family structure, right? Like we got to work on protecting our families. You know what I'm saying? Like. It goes back to what you said about doing better, but I'm not going to just put it off on men. I'm not going to just put it off on women. Together, we got to do better. We got to do better in protecting our family structures. Our kids deserve to see better from us. You know what I'm saying? Our parents didn't work hard to see that, and if we saw things in the past, right, that happened in generations before us, that should be motivation for us to just be and do better. We got to do better.
I'm going to throw this out there to you. We don't know if that's their thing. Like, who said that Nia had a problem with that?
That's true.
The Boston Celtics said that she had a problem. The world says she had a problem.
According to TMZ, she had a problem.
TMZ reported that she put out this thanks to the world for calling her and providing sympathy to her. But who wouldn't do that if you were not agreeing to having this open relationship so you can get pushback from the world like Jada Pinkett did or Monique did, because you allowed your person who you're involved with to have others. And you all have this open relationship. Who wants to be vilified to the public? I'm just saying that that personally for their relationship, that might have been okay. But professionally, the problem was that it was a subordinate. It's just another way to think about it is all.
Yes.
That's the reason why I said it should have been handled internally from an organizational standpoint and not let it get out into the court of public opinion for people to be judging upon him and her.
Well, I got to give a little pushback, right? At the end of the day, you're a high-profile black man in a sport dominated by black men, where we're having this national conversation around what should leadership look like. The NBA just put out that more than half their coaches are black, and then mysteriously now you have this Doc Rivers Twitter controversy and this Ime Udoka, stuff kind of happening. It does raise the conspiracy eyebrow a little bit, but at the end of the day, there's a level of responsibility that he should have taken, because not only are you in a high profile position, you're just coming off of a champion, a championship run or
Eastern Conference championship.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just coming off of a run, you're high profile, you're dating someone high profile. Like, be better.
All eyes are on you.
Like, be better. Be better than this, because not only it's one thing, it's already messed up. You're dating a subordinate. It's grounds for dismissal and everything like that. In a world where there are groupies everywhere, so I'm still not quite understanding how you allowed yourself to get trapped up in a on the job situation. But even beyond that, like, bro, just do better. You're in a position where the magnifying glass got enhanced, tenfold over the last year, and now you got some situation, and more importantly, you knew about it and didn't even let your lady know. Like that's the part about it, is like the Celtics been sitting on that for a couple months. It finally gets leaked, and according to the statement that Nia put out, she's blindsided by something that you knew your organization was sitting on and was going to ultimately go public. That's wild.
This is garbage gutter.
Listen, the players and the staff knew. They all knew, and they knew for a very long time. And this ain't the first time. But here's the thing. I think what happens is no different than the NFL or the NBA. During the offseason, what do? They put out breaking stories to keep that game relevant. It's no different than Deshaun Watson. What'd you hear the whole summer? Deshaun Watson. Now, NBA, you're going to hear about this the whole summer until season starts, and all of a sudden it's going to be silent.
It can't be silent because he's suspended for the whole season.
Right. Yeah, but it's the way the media works. Listen, I was laughing. I was watching the Steelers game last night. Guess who's on the Steelers staff?
Brian
Flores. Did the camera go over there once and talking about how great of a coach he was? Silence. They don't want disruptions during the season. So during the offseason, they'll break every story possible. So you're always paying attention to that channel news, whatever it is.
But here's the kicker. You're right. You're spot on with that analysis, Roy. But I would take it even a step further. Ime Udoka was part of the mixture that got the Celtics over the hump, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone, like the Buffalo Bills this year, everyone's looking at the Celtics to go deep in the playoffs, if not win the championship, if that team stays together. And now the good old racist city of Boston gets to put whoever the white assistant coach is up on the forefront and give him the keys to a fast-running Corvette and hope he doesn't mess it up. And the challenge is if they end up in the same place they did this year,
he won't have a job next year.
He's done. Well, here's what we don't know. We don't know what that suspension looks like, right? He could still be behind the scenes and still be coaching. A lot of times they'll say, hey, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and that guy's going to stay right there. You just won't see him at the game. He might be in a locker room. He might be somewhere. He's going to be somewhere tucked away.
He's going to be the first NBA coach coaching from
Listen, because here's the thing. Here's why I say that. Because if that was the case, they should have fired him.
Hey, bro, we talking about Boston.
Right.
We are talking about Boston, and guess what? He's the head coach.
They got the professional purgatory though right now.
No, he's not going nowhere. He ain't gonna be far.
Only way he doesn't go nowhere is if
he might be at the high school in Boston, but not there behind the scenes.
I think
listen, every organization is no different than watching Django. They needed Samuel Jackson in the house. Trust me.
Look, let them go to the championship and see where he ends up.
You got to manage. Somebody got to manage the players. And
I think that if in fact, hypothetically speaking, if in fact Boston makes it back to the Eastern Conference Finals or hypothetically wins the championship, I think Dwight is right. I think Ime Udoka is out of a job. I think he is. Now, if they don't meet or they fall short of expectations, then that's something totally different. Than the narrative has this changed. But he's in a catch-22 now where he's in a professional purgatory. No, you're good enough. You've done so well that you're good enough that we don't want to let somebody else have you. But right now, due to your actions, you can't coach our team, and we're going to give somebody else a shot. You've never seen anything like that. This is unprecedented and uncharted territory because I've never seen a coach suspended for an entire year. Coaches and personnel people, they get fired. Players get suspended for years. Players get suspended for half a season. Players endure lengthy suspensions. You don't never see that for coaches.
And
you don't never see that for coaches.
You're going to see him fade away the same way Brian Flores faded away.
No, I don't think he's going to fade away. I think he'll get another shot, but I just don't like the. I'm with you in that. I just don't like the way Boston has handled it. It's almost like they're intentionally
setting him
trying to kill his career. Intentionally trying to kill his career.
They're setting him up.
Yeah.
Brian Flores was his defense was on blast last night. They couldn't put it together.
Well, he's not the defensive coordinator for them, though.
What is he?
He's the assistant
He's
head coach.
assistant.
Yeah, like assistant head coach or something. Like he's not a defensive coordinator.
But he's the defensive consultant.
He's not the DC. The
He's like a
DC is the
defensive assistant or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but if he's associated with the defense, then that wasn't a good play.
Look, I was watching the game. I said, why don't y'all put the camera on this brother? See, they don't want to talk about that stuff, right?
Mike Tomlin.
He got a whole
is
lawsuit.
never going to be the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He got a whole lawsuit against the NFL, bro. Like they're not gonna put the camera on. Okay.
No, they're not gonna put it on him. And the team he left is doing good.
And the innocent guy is suspended. Ross got, I mean, he got a little issues, just like Robert Sarver that you'll never hear about with the WNBA. But I mean,
Suns and the Mercury, yeah.
I mean, you got that's Bird Box. We gonna Bird Box that.
They got rich people problems. I can't relate.
we gonna Bird Box that.
Yeah, rich people problems. I can't relate. I can't relate.
No, Sarver.
Those are good folk now.
Look, Sarver.
What's bad about them?
The women.
Tanner, did you say
totally?
Look, while you guys,
I couldn't hear you. Did you say Sarver?
Here's the
Brett
thing:
Favre?
while you joking about what Lateef is saying, they really do think that way. I remember being in LA and I'm at the I'm playing.
This is what happens when it's more men
for the Clippers summer league team, right? And I'm playing in the Pro-Am. And I remember the owner coming in, who used to be the previous owner of the Clippers, and he says, "Look at all this cattle in here." He said, "Look at the cattle," and that's how they think.
What?
Of course, that's how they think.
Speaking of cattle,
which is got nothing to do with cattle.
You call her a cow? What you?
Oh boy.
What you calling her?
Oh my God!
Speaking of cattle, and I'm trying. I mean, maybe I ain't the most
stock. What you calling her?
I ain't the most intelligent brother around here, but I'm trying to find the correlation. Maybe are you saying they herded her out the way?
No. Basil pulled up the wrong story.
Oh, okay. We're having production technical difficulties.
Right.
Yes, it's a little.
Just like we had production difficulty when he tried to say that I said something. And
No,
That
you
was
were
a
wrong
voice-
on that song.
That was a
Now,
voiceover.
But did you guys see that child abuse accusations were, I guess the charges were dropped?
They were dropped.
Or the whatever. It was
Against
dropped.
her and against Ari Spears?
Yeah.
Good.
That was a test.
So where did that come from?
It was a test, Miles.
Haters gonna hate.
Nah,
think it was haters.
the
I think it
sketch
was a
they
lie.
did was really problematic, though. Let's be clear.
It was.
That's a bad look, dog. Like you can't accuse people of that, man. Like
Listen.
you can accuse people of entanglements, you can accuse people of stealing, you can't accuse people of
Did you see the video?
pedophilia and child abuse. Like
Well,
that's
here's the
career
problem.
killing ending stuff.
But here's the problem, Miles, with that was you're hiring child actors to be in a sketch. Unbeknownst to them, they're just there to do the work. The sketch is Ari Spears in a bathtub with a kid. Right. That is the sketch, right? So that is why, like, once that's done and your kid comes back and they're like, how'd the shoot go? And he's like, well, I spent the whole day in the bathtub with Ari Spears. Any parent with weight's gonna be like, Houston, we got a problem.
And you talking about he looked like a big silverback gorilla too. That's
He was naked.
You don't get in the bathtub with your clothes on, Ms. Monkey.
Right, what'd you say? I wasn't there.
Here's a question. Where are the parents? First of all, another thing too, as a comedian, you have to know what you have to read the script and know what you're going to be talking and joking about too.
And you gotta know the limits.
You signed off on something knowing exactly what you were doing.
Bird Box.
You can't, but you like if you accuse somebody of doing something egregious with children, that can't be an accusation. That has to be substantiated by some facts. You can't just arbitrarily throw that out there and let them charge them people because, like I said, That's career killing. It's almost like this whole. Think about when the whole Me Too movement started, and they charged Kevin in the Harvey Weinstein and the Kevin Spacey. I'm talking about Kevin Spacey had the #1 show on Netflix in House of Cards, and you ain't seen him since. And nothing.
Well,
I'm talking about they axed his career. Like those type of allegations.
No, Miles. He axed his career.
Oh yeah. No doubt. What I'm saying is like
career is over.
That has like basically yeah.
She said her career is over.
Yeah, that's done.
Everything that she was doing was canceled. Everything she had coming up was canceled.
Yeah.
I think it was a test. I think it was a test to see how the public is going to handle that. Think about what's happening behind the scenes all the time. You're hearing about abduction and all these things with kids. That was no accident,
man.
She could just be a Catholic priest.
That was no accident.
My bad.
Look,
my bad.
There's nobody else here.
Them jokes.
You just can't, man. You can't, man. It's too many examples of. Hey, I used to love the Today Show with Matt Lauer, and
Matt.
Hey, they got Matt locked the female. Got a lock the door button under his desk.
That's what Matt had a buzzer under the thing. You're not going nowhere.
That's what I first learned about Mount.
I haven't seen Matt Lauer anywhere. I'm talking about anywhere.
But I had a colleague tell me that Matt Lauer was not a good person because he was on the airplane in first class arguing with his wife, with the kids in front of everybody, and like berating her and everything. Yeah. And he finally it was like he had a temper tantrum, and he went and sat back in coach or something like that to get away from them or something like that. And it was like
sometimes they make you do that, T. Sometimes they make you do that.
I mean, I'm not. I ain't
slam the door. Let me go and coach. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Right, Avis. I mean, but here's the thing, though. Like, I just can't. This is a part I can't shake. A lot of times when these guys, whether it's the Celtics coach or the Matt Lauers of the world, people know they're doing this stuff. Somebody had to go in there and put a lock under the door, lock the desk, bring some electricity. Like people know this stuff, and you guys.
It's the same thing like with R. Kelly. It's
right, and what happens is before everybody gets busted, what you do is go, hey, boom. It's no different than John Gruden. You knew John Gruden was doing what he was doing. But you have to have somebody who's going to be the scapegoat, whether it's the main guy or not, everybody in the whole network doesn't fall apart. You know,
but that's the thing.
My man Matt Lauer, it's not like he installed that button himself, right? He ain't no electrical engineer.
But Roy, you know this having been around entertainment, man, same thing in politics. When these folks are in these positions, everyone's complicit until they're not, and that's the challenge that a lot of folks face. Is like. Get it. Harvey Weinstein was doing his thing. It was the worst kept secret in Hollywood. Everybody knew he was doing it. And it's not until you build the momentum. So shout out to Tarana Burke and the Me Too movement for creating the space. Shout out to the sisters who, did the documentary on R. Kelly. Because it unfortunately, in a world that is dominated by men, it takes that kind of movement to actually get stuff done. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to be perpetuated for forever.
Well, they need to have the same energy and put a documentary out on Weinstein as well. Okay.
No, they got a whole feature movie coming out, bro. I saw
they do the same thing from Matt Lauer. Miles, can you put a lock? What you need a lock for? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna lock.
No, quiet as kept. It was a preview. It was a preview before Woman King. I went to go see it again, and the Weinstein movie has the preview out already, so it'll be coming out early next year.
Weinstein, Epstein, all of these things.
All these things.
That was funny, Ebony.
Yeah.
Somebody watch out because Frankenstein's coming up in October.
Listen.
So congratulations. Congratulations are in order. Didn't I hear somebody say congratulations?
You did.
50 Cent 50 Cent said, I'm good. I will not be doing anything else with this network. I feel like he's gonna take his stuff to like
Netflix.
I think it might be, Miles. I think you're joking, but I think it might be. I think from what I understand, he's talking to Netflix.
No, I was feeling like he was gonna take it to like the Griot TV or something that was owned by somebody black. Look at Dwight. He got his.
I think it needs to be bigger than Stars or one of those, and because he's got like I haven't seen anything he's put out that's really bad.
The top 3 rated shows on Stars right now.
Yeah.
Well, I just felt like he was getting ready to be the Deion Sanders. Is that his name? Deion?
Yes, correct.
I just felt like he was going to be like the Deion Sanders for black filmmakers and just take his product to a black network.
Went to the Winfrey Network.
Yeah, to own.
Until 50 releases Young Buck and leave Ja Rule alone. I'm sorry, man.
I like 50,
that's back to my point. Latif, he trolls too much.
Right.
He's petty.
Right. So it's like you want me to have sympathy for you because you gonna take your network stars and stuff, take your talent somewhere else. You want me to get behind you? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good product, and I support. But bruh, you gonna talk it, walk it. Like you troll Young Buck's career. Like you almost trolled Ja Rule's career, but you couldn't do it.
Remember him in the Michael K. Williams incident too?
Young Buck didn't have a career, Latif.
Wait a minute.
Nah, Young Buck had one.
Don't. You gonna also say Trey Songz had a career too?
Hold on.
I was in college. Young Buck
is in Tennessee right now, so be careful. You can't say
that. Ebony, Trey Songz had a career as well. Is that what you gonna say?
Wait. Trey Songz.
Trey Songz. He has a very
Young Boy has about the same much talent.
However, I'm gonna let you have that.
Probably not because Trey Songz could be in the top. We're talking about
you got her, Roy. You got her.
You already know. We've talked about it. We're moving on. However, Young Buck. He did pretty well for himself when he was
name a song.
On top.
That's
he
one. That's one album. That's one.
Name a song.
Miles, go put on the G Unit.
We could get low, hop into the Chevy 4, don't blow, drove.
That's one song. Name another song.
Let your hair down.
Hey, now you're moving the goalposts, Roy. You see what you just did? You just moved the goalposts on her.
Listen,
what happened?
That's what they do.
G Unit had a good run between
the
strawberry season and the mango season of 2002.
But that's my point.
Trey Songz and Milli Vanilli.
He only gave him that one deal, that one record, and then he started trolling them.
My bigger problem was
when he was in his when he now he's a non-factor. I'm not but I'm saying when he was on,
Now, Ebony, if I held up a picture of Lloyd Banks and Young Buck, would you know the difference? I just want to know.
Of course I would. You're so
okay, make sure you're not conflating all of G Unit together.
No.
Shout out to
I know who they are. That was my era. Like they were on and popping. G Unit was on and popping when I was in college. So
But like I said, after that one album,
y'all silly.
Like seriously, like 50 started blocking everything the dude tried to do. Yeah. And he had him under contract. Anything he tried to put out, dude shut it down. He would try to do freestyles or compilations on people's stuff. He would shut it down. And it was like, what's the purpose of you doing that? Like, I don't get it.
I think there are two things about 50, 2 words rather you can use to describe 50 is we both know that he's petty and he's vindictive when he wants to be.
I was gonna say
extremely.
Did I tell y'all about when I styled for his video?
No.
He Suge Knight you too? You didn't tell us this story, Miss Markins.
Let's go.
Inquiring minds want to know. Let's listen.
I did.
No, you ain't tell us this one. We want to know this one. He strong arm you into a picture too?
I talked about this because I told y'all I wasn't really quite sure what was going on with him.
Okay. No, you never told us this. We want to hear.
You might want to tell that off air.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because as soon as you tell your story off air, I'm gonna tell mine right after yours off air.
I mean, did you call him Mr. Two Quarters or something like that? I mean, did you like mistakenly call him something different than 50
no,
Cent?
it didn't have anything to do with me.
No,
Mr.
she
Five
called him-
Dimes?
She called him Penny.
She called him Curtis. Curtis.
Mr. Jackson.
Mrs. Jackson.
Mm.
All right, let's go
Oh,
on.
you did tell that
Y'all
story.
didn't catch, y'all
Yes.
didn't catch it. I said Penny. Y'all didn't catch it.
Here
That
we go.
Oh,
That was the early
that
days,
Penny.
the early days of My 2 Cents where you did tell that story.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
don't remember that. I don't
Oh,
remember.
I don't remember either.
you put it out your memory. But as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, yeah.
I remember that Suge Knight story.
We might talk about Suge
Hurry,
Knight.
take the picture. Hurry, take the picture. Hurry and take the
We have
picture.
not
Hey,
talking about
hey.
him.
Two stories I remember. I remember the Suge Knight and I remember the Martin Lawrence. I'm not gonna forget those. I'm gonna remember those my whole life.
Let me tell you, my life in entertainment was pre-social media. I have a lot of stories.
I believe it. I believe it.
I have a lot
believe
of stories because now I have a husband and 2 kids.
I don't need to know because I will slap some. I will.
Oh gosh, some good news, or
Yeah,
is
you
it,
know
or
it's
is it good
true.
news, or is it good news? Dwight, what's going on in Jackson, Mississippi?
I mean, they're still under, severe boil water order. They're trying to get, things have gotten, of course, incrementally better as the days pass by. But the challenge is still the fact that they need government money to fix their infrastructure at the end of the day. Because, like, the one thing that a lot of people don't appreciate about the Jackson, Mississippi situation is they already had just brown water, brackish water. That last storm made the water coming out their faucets darn near black. And to the point where people could not bathe, could not shower. They were, it's one thing to like need drinking water. It's another thing to need water to actually sustain yourself. And that is the situation that Jackson was under. And still remains under, unfortunately, until they actually get the infrastructure fixed. But, there have been a lot of folks popping in, providing water filters, a lot of, resources coming in from the private sector to help ease things a little bit, but there's still a long ways to go before
They need the Army Corps of Engineers in there.
100%.
Yeah, you know what though? I talked to some friends that are from there and have been there since the 70s, and they said they were having the same problem back in the 70s. So I think that's why you don't have the Army or the armed forces coming in there because it's gone from one politician to the next politician, and they've ignored the fact that there's a water issue.
You can learn about that on Politics for the Culture next Wednesday, by the way.
It's eerily similar to what transpired in Flint, and one of the similarities that is glaring to me is that the majority population of the people that are affected by this issue are what color?
Absolutely.
Always.
Nah, I got to push back on you, Miles. Flint was straight up the governor of Michigan trying to kill the people of Flint. Like I'm not even gonna BS you about that.
But Dwight, what's the difference if this has been going on for the 70s and
100%. Like what I would say is like this has been an infrastructure problem where because the city was black, there hasn't been the investment by government because the city was black. In the case of Flint, though, their water was literally coming from Lake Superior, fresh water from Lake Superior. The governor, in a quid pro quo to a buddy of his, basically gave his buddy a no-bid contract to literally change where the water that Flint gets is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So he basically had a dude come in, gave that dude millions of state dollars. That dude literally shifted the water supply to the entire city, to the Detroit River, I believe it was, and that's where they started to really get their problems. So it's the same, but one thing was just blatant, like when people really unpack what happened in Michigan, that was literally somebody, because he wanted a kickback, poisoned an entire city of people. Like when that story gets told for real, there needs to be whole people in jail, including the former governor of Michigan.
But it won't be.
No,
It won't be.
no.
But it won't be.
Mm. Well, speaking of jail.
I thought you were about to say, speaking of cattle again.
This was
Right.
the cattle one.
Yeah.
This was the cattle story.
Minions, whatever you want to call it.
So, New York Attorney General
This is our cattle, right?
James files a $250 million civil lawsuit for allegations of fraud.
That sister not playing with him in New York.
Okay.
That sister
Get
not
him.
playing with him at all.
Listen, that press conference was
Get
straight
'em.
out of the show Scandal, dog. She got up there and named them all by name. She's like, I'm coming for Ivanka, Don Jr., Eric. I'm coming for every Trump.
And I want Cornelius. I want Cornelius too.
That sister not playing with them in
I
New York.
I prayed for her. I was like, wow, honey. I'm not sure what forces you have just come up under, because the Trumps don't play.
Get him.
And then the man, once again,
And neither does Jesus.
if I'm indicted, there'll be big problems in the USA. Come on, man.
What'd you say? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
When he was pretty much saying he was guilty,
Good,
he
man.
says if he gets indicted, there'll be big problems, bigly, like we've never seen before.
There's gonna be big problems. I'm telling you now, big problems.
Just like before he got elected, he said he could shoot somebody on whatever corner in New
Fifth
York.
Avenue, and he'll be all right.
And he'll be okay.
All he's gonna do is just roll on everybody. That's all he's gonna do.
It's
Because-
gonna be big problems.
like his supporters. That's
Because
what
he's
black
so
people
weak.
need to take a note from his supporters,
Right.
and act like we don't see what he's doing. They know who he is.
They know
But they
who
would
he
never
is.
go against him.
He's so weak that he can't stand to shoulder everything by himself. He can't back it up with his mouth. So therefore, he's gonna roll on everybody else.
That's right. Ken.
Hey,
He's gonna roll on everybody else.
I'm gonna give Donald Trump a shout out because he had the audacity to call that lady a racist. I said, well, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? Yes, sir.
Don't call her racist. All you gotta say is,
Racist allegations from a racist
6.5.
lieutenant governor in New York. There are going to be problems. I'm telling you, they're coming for me.
No, but
It's been a witch hunt the whole time.
That was a warning. He gave her a warning, Miles.
Hey,
That was a
but
warning.
this the thing. This one kills me. Okay, we'll give you a chance to prove your innocence. Just speak on it. Yada yada. I plead the fifth. I plead the.
But isn't that damaging to a civil case of pleading the fifth because it works against you? That was another strategy that Tish did with this, instead of bringing criminal charges, because if he pled the fifth, it would be damaging to the case.
But prior to this, he said once again, only mobsters and such and such plead the fifth.
So he was talking about himself. I mean,
but not at that time.
I'm exhausted.
Not at that time.
I'm only talking about myself, and I plead the fifth.
Like, isn't he one of those?
This is going to be epic.
China.
You will see people dying that never died before.
You know what though? Trump knows what he's doing. Everybody's is imitating him. Everybody's on point. He's always on TV. He's always on the news.
He's
gonna stay winning.
I don't want to hear it.
He's gonna stay relevant, Roy. He's gonna stay relevant now.
Hey, you can't blame the clown for whoever go to the circus. That's what they say.
Stay relevant now. What's up with Kyler Murray?
Did you see him when did you watch the game?
Talking about when he got slapped?
When the guy swung at him.
But you know what, Roy? It didn't look deliberate.
Miles. Stop it, Miles.
Yeah, Roy.
You know, the problem
just
is
need to know,
we've
did
been
he say something
programmed
about
to
Jada
think,
Pinkett? Is that the
and
reason
to
why?
go back and question if it really happened. Miles, that man clearly swung at him, Miles.
No, Roy, it didn't look like that to me.
They need to get these fans.
How to look like what
It didn't look like that to me. It looked like
they
he
need
was
to
caught
get
up in
these
the
fans
moment.
under control.
What did it look like to you?
Point blank. Period.
You know what?
Because
It looked,
listen,
honestly,
you put your
to me,
hands
this
on
is
me,
what it
it's
looked like to
going
me.
down.
It
Y'all
looked
could
like
y'all
he
could
was
take the
trying
fine
to-
right now,
Miles, think
subtract
about
the
this.
fine from the check because
went-
you gonna
Like,
have to
if you
get
saw
paid.
the clip,
Straight
Latif,
up.
That's right.
Don't
Latif,
put
if you
your
saw the
hands
clip,
on me.
he was in the
Don't put your hands
stands
on me.
interacting.
Don't put your hands on my
with,
family because it's gonna go down.
He was interacting with the fans, right? He was in after they had just won the game, and like, so he's interacting with the Arizona fan that's in Las Vegas. So of course he's surrounded by Las Vegas fans. So what it looks like to me is that like the Las Vegas fan is like kind of caught up in the moment too, like just trying to get a piece of Kyler Murray, and it looks wild and he's flailing. It doesn't look like he hauled off and tried to snap him. It looked inadvertent. It did. It looked
Miles,
inadvertent.
listen.
It
First
did.
of all,
It
listen
looked
right here. Kyler Murray's on his job. Start right there. The man's on his job. That's like me coming to your job while you're trying to sell a home, and I just accidentally or advertently swing by your head while you're on your job, but it doesn't look like that.
So that's a bad analogy.
I don't care, Miles. Open your eyes.
Because you got E-Dub in the background waiting for somebody to connect you. That's why
It's a very, very bad analogy. You ain't got no business. First of all, you ain't got no business at a home I'm showing. That's crazy.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. Regardless of what it looked like or what it didn't look like, there have been too many instances of fans putting their hands on people, on these players, and it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I hope she had
We
clothes on.
teach children, okay, to keep their hands to themselves. These adults need to do the same thing. Point blank period. If you're trying to get a selfie, if you're trying to get an autograph, hand him the pen.
Ebony.
You don't put your phone up. You don't need to put your hands on nobody.
Ebony, did you see the clip, Ebony?
No, but Miles, did you see?
I
Did you
didn't,
see?
but like
Did you
I said,
see
it doesn't
Kyler Murray's reaction though, Miles?
It's not.
His reaction.
Yeah. Of course, Roy. Like,
Of course, so
you're
he
mixing
knew
the
that guy
moment.
swiped at him.
All right. So,
Ebony, what happened in London?
I see
What happened in
what you're saying, Miles. I see what you're saying, Miles. But at the same time,
nothing.
Like when something comes across right here,
That Raider fan snuck me. He snuck it.
something comes across right here.
Yeah, I don't know how you talking about
all
that.
wrong.
That comes up here.
Listen.
Right,
here.
exactly, on your neck, on your
I'm just saying
arm.
it didn't look like he tried. Like it didn't look deliberate.
It doesn't matter.
So Miles,
When it comes right here.
Wait a minute, Latif. Wait a minute. Miles, demonstrate to us how you mistakenly slap somebody in the face. Demonstrate.
Like,
Go ahead.
Like he was. It looked like he was like trying to get a piece of him because because
he was trying to get a piece of him.
You gotta
His
understand
kick
it.
is long.
You gotta understand it.
He's trying to get a piece of him. That's what happened.
He's going into he's in a visiting stadium, and it looks like he's going to celebrate with his fans. He's going to celebrate with his fans.
Right.
So you know, like how in Green Bay they jump in the stands and the guys grab him, that kind of thing.
Now this is coming from a person who plays with passion. And so if somebody slapped you across your face.
Exactly. Listen, which I have witnessed. We're not going to get into it, though.
There'll be no more celebration.
In a celebratory or an inadvertent, you would have lost your ever-loving mind.
Ever-loving mind. Okay?
Don't, Miles. Don't, Miles. Don't
even
Miles.
try to justify
Don't.
it.
Right.
First of all, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
First of all, Miles is ready to fire off on people just for losing a basketball.
Miles trying to fight me over his salmon recipe. So I already know he's ready to fight.
First of all, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Second of all, I'm a pacifist. Okay, that's straight.
Right. A pacifist when he sleeps. Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What'd you say? You say pacifist or pacifist?
I don't advocate violence. I don't advocate violence.
Basil,
I don't advocate violence. You know,
I
and
I don't advocate violence, but I carry my pistol. That's
You know this is recorded, Miles.
I don't advocate violence, but I will shoot
happened?
you.
What
Okay.
happened when y'all was playing basketball?
And I find it, and I find it quite appalling that you would accuse me of such. I really do. You know, I find it quite appalling that you would accuse me. That you would insinuate that I walk around Miami-Dade County advocating violence.
Specifically,
an eye for an eye. You turn the other cheek. You turn the other cheek.
Right situation,
specifically South Miami.
Henceforth, while Kyler Murray acted the way he
have
did,
time today?
because he would have did the exact same thing that you would have done.
You know, I
When I looked at the video, it was like he was walking away. So for you to walk away and have a hit like that,
right?
It had to be something that wasn't celebratory for him to turn around and come back, almost like when the woman who had the issue of blood touched Jesus' robe, and he was like, "Wait a minute,
somebody just
touched me."
Hallelujah! It's just like, hey, it's just like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour.
Hey, girl, I'm not finished. I'm back. I'm not finished. And then the disciples was like, "We in a mob. I mean, it's all these people around here. You talking about who touched you?
Exactly.
Oh, that touch pulled something from Jesus. That boy was like, I know I got touched a lot, but it was one touch. I'm gonna have to turn around because
thank you, Jessica. That you know what, Jessica, that was it.
Something not right. Something not right. I'm not really sure.
Isaac, cue where the Bible, Isaac. Cue.
Yeah. Around the way.
I can't find it fast enough.
It's not. It just didn't. It didn't look like that to me.
It didn't. I tell you what, call Kyler and ask him did it.
But you know what? In the press conference, he didn't even address it like that. He didn't address it like that.
Yeah, he probably didn't want to give it energy.
You're probably right, Roy. Because they asked him the question, he was like,
"You gonna get these hands?" I mean,
no, he was like, he said, I, and I'm paraphrasing. He said, I think a lot of people just got caught up in the moment, and if I saw the guy, I don't harbor any hard feelings. It's like I shake his hand. So if you got slapped intentionally.
No,
that
was silence that
Some
question.
people know how to respond in front of the media. That's
a PR answer.
Yeah, like
Maybe.
Come on, Jessica, help me out. What is it called? What's the term?
What
politically correct.
Like a media response, or
the public relations response is I would shake his hand and then go out and have a beer with him or whatever.
But in his mind, he know I will kick him.
Translated.
I ain't say a word, but y'all all understood, right?
I took it as that. I don't know anybody else on the panel who grew up always getting in trouble. Miles.
I don't know.
Yeah, that would be.
Just hear what I'm saying. If you were that person that was always getting in trouble, when things happen, you kind of start going, wait. Oh no, Miles! Jesus, stop it,
Miles. Nobody asked for peanuts.
Here we go.
Don't ever do that again.